Good afternoon. Questions?
Can you explain what today's Rose Garden ceremony is all about? Yesterday there was this launch of the peace negotiations, the handshakes. What happens today?
One of the things that was wonderful about yesterday was that we had a moment when the Israelis and the Palestinians were able to come together, agree on a statement to launch these negotiations. But one of the things the President said was really important is, yesterday was important, but what happened the next day was even more important, which is the start of the negotiations. And the Israelis and the Palestinians are going to lay out times when they are going to be able to meet. The first meeting will be December 12th.
Is there anything that the President has learned in his meeting with President Abbas or in the post-public part of yesterday that he will share with us in the Rose Garden? Just any new perspective on this? And does he see himself as sort of a negotiating advisor?
I believe that the President's remarks will be relatively short. I don't expect him to take questions. This is a moment when he can work with these two men, or appear with these two men as they launch these negotiations, which is significant. They know that they have a lot of work to do. There's apprehension, there's caution, but I don't expect the President to spend a lot of time dwelling on that. The President reiterated his personal commitment to this effort. The President is not going to do the negotiating for the Israelis and the Palestinians. He has said that Americans can be helpful. He will be there. He's only a phone call away. But they're going to have to do the hard work of talking to one another, and the two leaders pledged to do that yesterday.
Do you know if they discussed the role of Hamas at all? Did Abbas express any concerns either way that they...
I won't go into detail, but yes, it did come up in the meeting, and this is something that obviously President Abbas is thinking about, and he has been working ever since Hamas won the elections in 2006 to figure out a way. First of all, tried to work with them, and then decided it was not going to be possible. And then there was the coup of Gaza, and so there's a lot of issues that the Palestinians have to work out in that regard.
Did Iran come up, or will Iran come up today in any of the meetings?
It did not come up this morning. Obviously, Iran is one of the issues that, in the broader picture of the Middle East, is an issue. But this is a negotiation between the Palestinians and the Israelis about forming a democratic, viable Palestinian state. And it did not come up in this morning's meeting.
But the fact that you have all these Arab leaders in town, and it does make Iran look more isolated?
I think Iran has decided to isolate itself, and by their words and their actions. Yesterday was a significant moment, not just because President Olmert and Prime Minister Abbas were able to forge an agreement about launching these negotiations, but because they were roundly supported by over 40 countries that had joined them, including Arab nations, and so that was important.
Iraq did not come. Why, and what significance?
Well, they certainly were invited. I think that obviously they have a lot of issues on their plate, but they decided not to come, and it was unfortunate. But obviously they would have been invited.
Reason why they wouldn't? I know they have a lot of issues on their plate, but
beyond them being very busy, I don't know. I'd have to refer you to them. Helen?
35 Iraqis, including women and children, were killed by Americans yesterday. Do you still consider that we're having a big success there?
I don't think that number is correct as far as I know. Obviously, we regret the loss of any innocent life. I know that our military takes great pains to make sure that they are protected in this war zone. I'd refer you to the multinational force in Iraq for more.
Newspapers today.
I don't think that number is what they said. That wasn't the number in the newspaper.
This morning, former Ambassador John Bolton said that he thinks that President Bush is actually skeptical about the possibility of the peace talks succeeding. What's your response to that?
I would tell you that the President today said that he feels optimistic about it. But he is also one that realizes how much hard work that this is going to take, and that these two leaders are going to have to continue to work very hard, and they're going to have to confront very difficult and emotional issues, and that is why he said that he is personally committed, and that he has committed the resources of the federal government, the United States federal government, and that Secretary Rice will be there in order to help them. So I think that he actually has optimism about this working, because as he said yesterday, what the President said yesterday is that he believes this is the right time for several reasons, which he laid out yesterday.